All right, let's get cooking. Welcome to the latest edition of Chin Check Sports Radio. I'm your host, JD. I want to thank you all for taking the time out to join us. And as always, we welcome any suggestions, feedback, comments, and criticisms, which improves the quality of our program, which ultimately improves your listening experience. Before we get started, I want to tell all of you thank you for tremendous support. People are slowly but surely finding out about who we are and what we do. They enjoy and respect the passion with which we speak. But as we always say here at Chin Check Sports Radio, we do this because we love it, as we're simply sharing our passion with you all as we continue to build our listening army to take over the world. You know that we are your go-to on YouTube for Dallas Cowboys coverage during the NFL season, as well as any and all Cowboys coverage. You will get a review like no other on the YouTube world. Continuing on with the 2024 Dallas Cowboys 20-15 victory on the road in New Jersey, our home state, against the New York, quote, football giants. Let's jump right into our numbers here. Quarterback Dak Prescott, 22 of 27 attempts for 2 touchdowns, 221 yards to go with 2 touchdowns. Rico Dowdell, 11 carries for 46 yards. CeeDee Lamb, 7 catches for 98 yards and 1 touchdown. And Rico Dowdell tacked on 1 catch for 15 yards, 1 touchdown. Jake Ferguson, 7 catches, 49 yards. On the defensive side, Eric Kendricks, 13 total tackles, 6 solo. DeMarvin Overshown, 8 total tackles, 6 solo. We might have a player in this guy. Jordan Lewis, 5 total tackles, 5 solo. Malik Hooker, 5 total tackles, 5 solo. Donovan Wilson, 5 total tackles, 4 solo. Andrew Booth, 4 total tackles, 4 solo. Osa Hadigazua, 4 total tackles, 3 solo. Maris Liafu, 4 total tackles, 3 solo, 1 tackle, 4 loss. Mozzie Smith, much improved game, 3 total tackles, 2 solo, 1 tackle, 4 loss. Marshawn Nealon, the rookie, 3 total tackles, 2 solo, 1 tackle, 4 loss. Michael Parsons, 2 total tackles, 2 solo, 1 tackle, 4 loss. DeMarcus Lawrence, 2 total tackles, 1 solo, 1 sack, 1 tackle, 4 loss. And Trevon Diggs, 2 total tackles, 1 solo. Well, you know that we do not gloss over wins, nor do we overreact to losses. This was a much-needed victory for the Dallas Cowboys to temper some of the much-warranted criticism that they have received in the previous 2 weeks and back-to-back blown-out losses at home, even though the Ravens game was a little bit closer, but they were clearly beaten up at the line of scrimmage. So the Cowboys did what they had to do. But one of the reasons that we say we don't gloss over wins, folks, how many penalties do the Dallas Cowboys have? I mean, really? Which seems to be a staple of this Mike McCarthy coach team, where you have too many penalties. And quite frankly, what is a punishment? What is a repercussion for all these penalties? There seems to be none, and they are a recurring theme. Go back to our broadcast in 2021. Penalties have been an issue with this team. Also, understanding that he's a rookie, and we stated that he's going to go through his growing pains as a rookie, but Tyler Guyton did not play his best game, getting beat a couple of times with a bunch of holding penalties. But again, he's a rookie, so you're going to have to take the good with the bad. I think he's doing a decent job. He's going to have to hold up. Hey, it is what it is. He's facing these pass rushers, from the Myles Garretts to the Kayvon Thibodeaux. I mean, he's going to be protecting Dak's blind side, which means a team's best defensive player, best defensive end is going to be coming at him. And a simple fact that the tape is out on him already. So he's going to have to do something. Hey, man, I mean, that's life in the NFL, so he's definitely going to have to keep doing what he's doing. Cornerbacks had a couple silly plays here and there, but the good is, the Dallas Cowboys held the New York Giants to under 30 rushing yards. Now, people want to try to minimize that by saying that, hey, it's the New York Giants, and the Cowboys have, quite frankly, beaten the New York Giants, 13 straight years. Folks, to put that in perspective, Dak Prescott was a rookie in 2016. The New York Giants beat the Cowboys both games in 2016, and they have not beaten the Dallas Cowboys since. Big Ray, I know you're listening, brother. And funny, my phone hasn't rang at all since doing this broadcast. A lot of my folks from New Jersey, all of a sudden my phone didn't ring Thursday night, Friday night. So I just find that funny that you have a whole lot to say, but yet for some reason my phone doesn't ring. The Dallas Cowboys defense did allow the Giants to score on a majority of their possessions. But the good thing is it helps in field goals instead of touchdowns. Now, of course, mainstream media would have you believe, or they would say, if the Giants were quarterbacked by a better player, they could have made some throws that could have and would have and should have won the game. But my thing is this: who gives a damn? The Cowboys won the game because the Cowboys are missing key players. When the Cowboys have injuries, everybody's quick to tap dance on the Dallas Cowboys. I go back to 2020 when Dak Prescott was injured and they had the worst defense of all time, especially in team history. People dance and laugh on the Cowboys' grave, but now all of a sudden there's supposed to be different qualifiers or disqualifiers when the Cowboys win and the other teams lose. So it is what it is. The Cowboys are 2-2. Now, for the elephants in the room, DeMarcus Lawrence, clearly going to be out for a couple of weeks. We saw when he was injured, and we saw him limping back to the locker room, and he's going to be out for a couple of weeks. The worst possible news, star linebacker, star defensive end, Micah Parsons, was diagnosed with a high ankle sprain. DeMarcus Lawrence has a mid-foot sprain, I believe, but definitely Micah Parsons, that's going to be a huge blow to the defense. There wasn't much of a pass rush even with Micah Parsons, so that's going to be a problem going forward. Don't know how long that he's going to be out. Personally, we definitely don't want him to rush and come back because a high ankle sprain is something that's going to be tender, at least for the rest of the season, unless he has some Wolverine healing powers or hyperbaric chamber healing powers, but is going to have that same explosiveness that he had pre-injury. So definitely Cowboys going to have the work cut out for him. Again, the rookie Marshawn Nealon, who had a few sacks of the game, or I believe the only sack of the game, definitely is going to have to now step up. They need to sign some defensive end help because the cupboard is bare. Because remember, Sam Williams, the backup defensive end, tore his ACL. So the Cowboys have 10 days to go on the road and play the Pittsburgh Steelers with that defense. And the Steelers have a good defense, namely a TJ Watt. You know it's going to be lined up against Tyler Guyton. And folks, if you think Myles Garrett is good, TJ Watt is on that same level, probably if not better. You got Minka Fitzpatrick. The Steelers have some dudes on that defense. And they have a mobile quarterback in Justin Fields who can give the Cowboys trouble. Now, why not as fast as Lamar Jackson, but we can see him giving some trouble. Even going back to the Bears game that they played, was it last season or 2 seasons ago? Justin Fields did kind of give them a little bit of trouble with his mobility. So the Cowboys going to have a rough stretch of games, but definitely with 10 days rest. They need to be resting all the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Monday, they need to be practicing hard because it's going to be a barn burner in Pittsburgh. Of course, you have the history with the Cowboys and the Steelers. Two iconic, two storied franchises in the NFL. I mean, that pretty much goes back to the 1970s. So it should be a big game in Pittsburgh. You know the Terrible Towels are going to be waving crazy, and it's definitely going to be an exciting atmosphere. But the Cowboys definitely have the work cut out for them, and the Cowboys have to bring their A game. I mean, that's just what it is. You're missing Micah Parsons, your best pass rusher. You're missing DeMarcus Lawrence, one of your other captains, and another great pass rusher, and you're pretty much relying on a rookie, which is Marshawn Nealon. So do they go out there and sign a couple of defensive end free agents? They should. Other than that, we really don't know any other pass rushers on the team. Chauncey Golston, maybe. The rookie, Leafau, I don't know. We really don't know. But the Dallas Cowboys, again, are 2-2. So in the first quarter of the season, the Cowboys are 2-2 with some bad losses. The problem is the schedule. It kind of gets a little bit brutal like these next couple of weeks, and you're missing your two best defensive players. On the defense, I already had serious question marks to begin with. So, but it is what it is. That's what we do. And until the next time, it's Chin Check Radio signing out. Once again, you can email us at chinchecksportsradio@gmail.com. Once again, chinchecksportsradio@gmail.com.